My name is Tom Hewitt. I'm the CEO of Umthombo Street Children, which is an organisation in Durban, South Africa, working with children living on the streets and empowering them to find solutions and ways out of street life. I originally came out to South Africa on an anti-apartheid fact-finding trip for an organisation in the UK. And it was an incredible experience. I was 18. It was absolutely mind-blowing, being exposed to people's accounts of the horrors of apartheid. And while I was there, I was introduced to street children, and this hit me because I had never even imagined that there was such a thing as children living on streets. I started asking people, what's happening during this transformation process? If you can imagine, 91, 92, those years, what's happening with street children? And before long, I actually connected with an organisation that was working with street children in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. And that's how I first started working with street children. My wife actually had been a street child herself when she was younger. And in 1998, we started an organisation in Durban, actually at the time called the Durban Street Team. It was a group of us who would, literally drive around looking for street children, identifying them, building relationships of trust, and then looking at ways to assist them. And this developed in 2004 to Umthombo. Umthombo is based in the Point district of Durban, which is notorious. And many of the street children of Durban live in the Point area. Our door is open to all. This urban phenomena of street children was controversial in the run-up to the FIFA World Cup. And we were able to use the World Cup as a catalyst for positive change.
Umthombo hosted the first Street Child World Championship in March 2010. 3 months ahead of the big show in South Africa. 8 teams, including Durban Street Children, representing the hosts, highlighted the plight of street children the world over.
What we were trying to demonstrate through the Street Child World Cup was how much better engaging with these children was, as opposed to, say, sending out enforcement officers to round them up, which had happened in the past, and sort of throw them out of the city. One of the girls that we've been working with recently had been on the streets for some time. There was clearly a problem at home. We understood there was a problem with the family, and we needed to find out exactly what that was. We started to hear stories about a brother, an abusive brother. And this guy was a criminal, actually, and was involved in all sorts of horrific activities, and would come home and literally terrorize the entire family. And he had sexually abused her, he had sexually abused the older sister and actually the younger sister, who's only 9. And so it was a dreadful scenario. The parents were absolutely terrified. And so we couldn't just go and say, well, let's do a family reintegration, let's send you home. Because, of course, we couldn't send her back to that type of abuse. So what we did was we looked at a way of getting her into a safe, temporary environment, a place of safety, whilst we went through the process of launching the case against the brother, and also assisting the family to relocate to a different part of the province. Almost all of the children on Durban streets end up sniffing glue, and primarily it's to escape the fear of being on the streets, and of course so that they don't have to think about the terrible things that have happened to them, that have forced them to the streets, and the things that are ongoing during their life on the streets. And so it becomes a real crutch. When we were watching the England game, we'd all gathered at Umthombo, and of course the children know that I'm from England originally, although I've been out in South Africa many years now. We were really excited about it. We were all shouting for England, and it was such a dreadful performance that at the end of it, I just ripped off my England shirt and threw it on the ground, and I happened to have the Umthombo t-shirt on underneath. And we just said, oh, you know, back to Umthombo, forget England. And actually, you know, there are so many bigger issues that the kids are dealing with that it really was, you know, it was easy for us just to see it's just a game.